Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is week 2 of the NFL Carousel. So we got to deal with the haves and the have-nots. And we saw some surprises week 1. The Arizona Cardinals upset the San Francisco 49ers, but the Washington football team beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So you know what? My mind started racing, and I'm like, let's have Jackie back on the show. Let me get Jackie on. How you feeling?
Hi, Alex. I feel amazing, especially after last Sunday. It was so
Man,
great. It was the best
hell
day
of a
ever.
victory.
Oh my
Kittle
God.
usually kills you guys, but Kittle was held in check.
I
He's
know.
got a high ankle sprain, so I mean that Arizona defense thing, you put a heads up.
I was so surprised. Like I had said last week, we were going to go 8-8, and you were a little shocked at that. But I rather be surprised than disappointed, and I was so happily surprised. Kyler Murray looked great. It was just it was an amazing game. San Francisco took a lot of hits. They lost some really good guys. They're pretty banged up, but I was a very happy person Monday morning.
Well, I hope you're still happy because I have a guest who's also 1-0, and nobody gave them any luck, but he predicted the body bags, and
Yes,
that
he
would be
did.
Mr. John Turner. How you doing, Mr. Turner?
How you doing?
Are you
Man,
doing?
it's been a long day, but you know what? The carousel keeps rolling. And I'm thinking I might go to Tampa this week. I might not. I'm feeling more Jacksonville than Tampa right now, but that's neither here nor there. But since I got both of you here at the same time, you know how this works. You each will have 2 minutes to present your position. No low blows, no F bombs. We know how that goes. Jackie, I believe you're the visiting team.
No,
Correct? No.
no.
Ooh,
Washington's coming to
Mr.
us.
Turner, you're visiting Arizona. That means you get to go first. Jackie will give you a breather, then you'll have a rebuttal. Then you'll each have 45 seconds. Now, I like both of you, but I will mute you. 2 minutes, and Mr. Turner, your time starts now.
Congratulations, Arizona Cardinals and Jackie, your team, for their week 1 victory against last year's NFC representing San Francisco 49ers. You did a good enough job hanging in the game for 3.5 quarters and managed to figure out a way to win deep in the fourth. And that is why they play the game. It's also why they played the game in Washington last week because everybody and their mother and their cousin and their illegitimate neighbor predicted Philadelphia to beat Washington football team, the team with no name last week. I predicted a lot of pressure from the front seven. Everybody told me I was out of my mind. And then after that front seven gave them a lot of pressure, everybody told me they had a lot of injuries. Well, give me a lot of excuses. I'll give you a lot of W's on my column, a lot of L's on yours. And I think that's what we're going to see this week, too. You guys run the spread, predominantly 4 wide receivers, not a lot of room for tight ends to help blocking a front seven to the magnitude that we have here in Washington, coming to your town to sack your quarterback all 60 minutes long. So if you could figure out a way to do that, maybe Kyler Murray can resemble what made him the rookie of the year last year. He had a great game. He found his new shiny toy 14 times for 150 plus yards. Hopkins, congratulations. You got a new shiny toy to replace Fitzgerald. Will it be enough? Can he scramble away from Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Ian Ioannidis, the showstopper, Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat? I mean, hell, everybody and their brother had a half a sack at minimum for the Washington front seven this past week. Can you guys protect that? I don't know. I go on Pro Football Focus. Your offensive line is rated kind of slim. So I'm kind of feeling another W for the W. But you never know. That's why they play the game. I'm going to turn it over to you. I got nothing more on that outside of the fact that Dwayne Haskins.
Hey, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. But I love that. The W for the W. You got to check out the W. All right, now he threw facts, and that front seven is for real. I met Chase Young at the combine. The Predator is no joke. So, he brought up something real that you got to address. Jackie, your 2 minutes starts now.
Last week, Dwayne Haskins had 178 yards. Kyler Murray had 230. These are facts. Numbers don't lie. Kyler Murray also had 13 carries and 91 yards. Antonio Gibson had 9 carries and 36 yards. And I will preface this by saying I'm probably not as knowledgeable as you are. I'm new to football. I've only been watching football for about 5-6 years. So please I know that you're way better at this than I am. DeAndre Hopkins is most certainly not a toy. His receiving yards, he had 14 receptions and 151 yards. Terry McLaurin had 5 receptions at 61 yards. So most certainly not a toy. And yes, your Washington defense has a lot of potential. Jack Del Rio is their defensive coordinator. I have always loved him. Everybody in the whole world loves Ron Rivera. But your defense is great, but can you really get Kyler Murray? Let's see. I mean, he's great at sliding. He has so much longevity because of that. He's not going to get hit like a guy like Cam Newton, who's also killing it, but who gets hit and who gets hurt a lot. Yes, your defense was great. Carson Wentz was sacked 8 times last week, okay? But our offense is still killing it. So I would like to see what happens this week. We are still favored 6.5 points over you guys, and I still think that you guys are still working your stuff out, where I think the Cardinals have a better shot overall than the Washington team.
Okay.
10 seconds, Jackie.
But I still have 10 seconds left. I'm done.
All right. This is what I'm hearing from you. John's saying his defense is better than yours.
Yeah.
You're saying your offense is better than his. And I agree with both of you. But if it's a defense versus offensive battle, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. So let's get some smoke this last 45 seconds. John, crank up the heat a little bit. Your time starts now.
Okay, so good teams win and great teams cover. You mentioned the point spread. Everybody had a point spread over the Washington football team last weekend. We covered it and got the W at the same time as demolished their quarterback 8 times. And now I'm pretty sure their quarterback is going to be finished off by Aaron Donald this week, but that's neither here nor there. You guys did a great job last week. Played very inspired, okay? Isaiah Simmons, a young rookie, hybrid middle linebacker, safety, whatever the hell he is, had some tackles. I'm worried about Chandler Jones. I think we can pick him up. Ryan Sheriff, Pro Bowler, okay? We've got guys that can move around laterally. I've got Chase Young, the front 7, and that secondary, that underrated secondary, making the big plays week 2 against AZ.
Y'all don't seem to understand that it's a football world and we just live in it. John Turner representing his brand and that W. He's trying to say there's a W for a W. Jackie, I think it's time for you to give him that truth serum. You got the final word. Go.
Overall pick this past year, you probably will be again. You guys don't even have a name. You are like in a horrible division, and you have plenty of off-the-field problems. Okay, I think you guys got lucky. Let's see what happens this week. I'm done. Keeping it short.
Really?
That's it. I'm just keeping it short.
So Jackie representing those Arizona Cardinals trying to rise like the Phoenix. John Turner's predicting the W for the W. Can we both agree this is going to be a low-scoring game? Can we agree on that?
Too. Look, I got muscles too. Probably
the carousel. You're on or you're off. Mr. Turner, Jackie, thank you for representing.
I'm just messing with you. Bye, John. Good to talk to you.
Thanks for having us both. Enjoy your sleep tonight, Jackie.
John. Bye.
You're on or you're off. The carousel, that's where it comes. And that's the beautiful thing about football. Stay tuned.
Carousel. Yeah. Carousel. Yeah. Carousel. This the carousel. On or you're off. Either you're on or you're off. Either you're on or you're off. What? Knock them out. Carousel. Yeah. Carousel. Yeah. Carousel. This the carousel. On or you're off. Either you're on or you're off. Either you're